Alright, so this video is just a really quick intro into just animating. I'm just going to, I'll include the file onto the website as well. So I already have a symbol here, it's just called ball, and it's just got a cone inside the ball because that's all I ever do. So I'm just going to drag that into here. Okay, so I have it here, and we're just going to make the ball bounce, and that's going to be it. It's going to be pretty straightforward. Okay, so we'll say, we'll have it go for, let's say 6 seconds, so wherever far that makes us go. Okay, so we drag in there, we got a layer, let's just call this layer ball bounce, all right? And what I want to do is I want to make it last for a certain amount of time. So right now my stage is only 1 frame, so it's 1/30th of a second. That's how long it's going to play for. So if I go to here and then I'm going to hit, you can right click and then go insert frame, or you can hit F5, or if you have a problem doing that, you can also go to insert timeline and then just do frame. Okay, so now this is a single drawing that's holding for that amount of time. Okay, so that's how long that drawing is holding, and that's it. Okay, so I want to actually animate it. So this is just a span. So one of the things you can do is you can just draw literally on every frame and just have every frame, like have a drawing hold for 2 frames or 3 frames. This is one drawing that's holding for 5 seconds. If I want to be able to have the computer interpolate it, I need to put keyframes and then have the computer blend it. So I have to take this span that's currently just a flat hold, and I have to turn it into either a classic tween or a motion tween. We're just going to use motion tween, so I'm going to right click over top of it and go create motion tween. Now you're going to see it's going to change the color of it. Now it's going to auto key, which means from its starting position, if I move this at all, you're going to see it's going to automatically, hopefully, come on. Oh, I'm moving the pivot, I think. No, there we go. Just really slow. It's going to automatically create a keyframe, and you can actually see the motion path there as well, okay? Which is cool. So let's make sure on the first frame, we're just going to set it up, and I'm just going to have it start from the top left and just kind of go down. So I'm on my first frame, and I'm going to use just this tool here, the free transform tool. And let's just make, I'm going to hold shift as I shrink it down, and we're just going to make it a little bit smaller, like so. Okay, good. And so yeah, now we're just going to put the keyframe. So I'm going to put a keyframe, actually, well, go there, that's fine. So I'm just going to hit the ground here, go up, ground, so on and so forth, right? Now, when I go to do this, you want to put your keyframes at the most extreme positions, right? So the most extreme would be the very top, the very bottom, very top, very bottom, very top, very bottom. So I'll put one there, and then I have to think about how long it's going to take me to get to the next part. So I'm just going to go ahead and have it take, let's say, 20 frames. Okay, so we'll say frame 20. I'm just going to take this, and I'm going to put it down here. All right, we're just going to pretend the ground is the stage. Yay! Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, okay, how long is it going to take to go up to the next one? So what I'm going to do, there's a lot of ways you can do this, and it depends on the type of ball that you're using, right? So if it's a bouncy ball, when you drop the bouncy ball, it will basically end up close to where it was before. If you drop, like, say, a bowling ball, its next bounce up is going to be like barely off the ground, right? So it depends on the ball. I'm going to do half. So we're going to do half each time. So it took me 20 frames to go down. So I'm going to do less than 20 on the way back up. So we'll do, let's see, let's do to 38. So I'll just do 2 less. And then I'm just going to have this come up, and I'm going to go about halfway of where it was. So it was there, so right about, we'll say this is about halfway, okay? And then I'm going to have it come back down. So we did 18, so let's do 16 to this. So it'll be what, 54? So I'm going to go to 54. I'm just taking off 2 each time. And we're going to have this go to the ground. Good. Okay. And then I'm going to go, so let's see, we add 12 to this. So that's going to become 66. And go up. And I want about half as much as the previous one. And then we'll add 10, so it'll be 76. And then we'll go about, let me go over a little bit, okay. Then add 8, right? So that would be what, 84. And we're going to go about half as much as it was last time. Alright, and then it would be what, 80? So add 4 to it this time. What were we at? We were at 80, so 88. Okay. And then I'm not going to bother. So then from here to the end, I'm just going to roll it. Okay. We'll just say it lost its will. Okay. So if we go to play this and play it, I can hit play. But you're going to see it's going to kind of lag because I can't see it. Yours might play real time. My computer, which I might have mentioned already, my video card died, which kind of sucks. So this actually costs more than all the rest of my computer combined. So it's actually running through the CPU. It's just running through the motherboard, so it's not running real well. But it is working, so I'll take that. But if you hit Control-Enter, I can actually preview. It's going to export out whatever format it currently is. Now, what you're going to notice is it goes, two main things are a problem. One is it's linear, and the other, so it should be bell, right? Bell curves. And the other is that it's also, so it's linear in its path, and it's linear in its timing. It's going the same speed constantly. So it's very mechanical and floaty and not very good looking. So what we can do, though, is that we can go ahead and just kind of adjust the path. And by adjusting its path, it'll be easier. So you can see the path here, but see how it's really like that cyan, and it makes it hard to see. If you click the color here, there we go. I can change the outline color. Let's do red. Not that one, red. And we'll hit OK. And boom, now it's red. Oops, I also made it outline. Okay, so that just makes it a little bit easier to work with. Which I kind of like the outline. It makes it a little easier to work with. Okay, so make sure you have this tool selected, right? So you remember with the selection tool, when you have shapes and stuff, you can grab points and you can grab curves. You can do the same thing here. I can move the path and stuff any way that I want. So if I'm looking at this, I'd be like, okay, you know, I want this down and over, and let's take this and bring this guy over. I'm just going to put more distance in here, and I'm just going to make sure that it looks the way that I want it to look. And we'll pull this one like here, and I can basically, let's pull this guy over this way a little bit more, this one over a little bit. Oops. And I can just make sure this guy's down far enough. Alright, and I can adjust it to make sure that the keys are where I want. And I can also adjust the curves. So if I click and drag, see, I can maybe have a curved path. What I want to do is click and drag, and I want to pull up. So you see these little dots? These are meant to kind of show, in a way, the spatial difference between them. So if I pull up into it, within reason, I can both get the curve, but I can also kind of force more of the keyframe, or more of the frames to be at the top. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click, and I'm going to kind of push up and over to create a bell. So click, push up and over, and you see now it's got a nice bell curve, although it could probably be adjusted. You got to be careful because you see this one's starting to break. Alright, and now if I hit Control Enter, voila. So that's just a simple kind of showing you how to key. Real quick, you see we just put the thing on there, we make it a motion tween, and then we just go ahead and apply it. There is another thing you can do as well. I'm going to make a new layer. And this is terrible, but I just want to show you what it is. I'm going to turn this guy off so you don't see this one anymore. I'm going to drop this guy in there. There are like animated presets, so let me make this smaller too. Okay, so put him here. So if you go to Window, and where are you? Sure, look this up. Motion presets. So you'll see common presets. And you see bounce in 3D, bounce out 3D, bounce. Yeah, and actually, it gives you previews too. You can see them right here. So bounce out 3D. Let's flying bottom. What's small? It's not small bounce. What's small bounce? It's kind of what we were doing. So I just click and drag. How do I apply that? It's locked. Oops. Darn it. Where'd you go? Window. Motion presets. Okay, and I want to apply at current location. There we go. So just right click. You need to apply a motion preset. You need to select an object. Oh, I thought I had it selected. Okay, that's why it wasn't working. That's not it. Window. Sorry, this should have been a little bit faster. And small box. So right click and apply at current location. Okay, there you go. So now if I hit enter, oh, you can't really see it. So we'll do control enter. Oh, you know what? It's still going to show the other one. When you hide one, it'll hide it in the thing, but it actually still shows up. So you have to like delete it, remove it. But you can see it looks terrible. I'm sure you can probably adjust it. I mean, I know you can. But there are those presets as well. But I just want to show you that, you know, as much as they automate things and they make them do whatever, doing it by hand not only gives you more control over it, but honestly the results will be better. A lot of times people with computer animation and things like that, they think like, oh, the computer does it, makes it easier. The more the computer does, the worse it's going to look. So do not let the computer do anything as much as you can help it. Okay? And that is it.